Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. We got an old one here. We've been waiting on this one. It's the rarest 33 color. In Series 3, they made 33 Series 3 R33s in KN6. This is a Series 1 though. So this is the one everyone loves. It's got tire letters. It's kind of got like a body kit, but we're just gonna go mild with this. 2.6 single turbo, kind of basic, but this is gonna start today. So the teardown begins. This is in our next batch. We just need to get the core out of this, put a fresh engine in it, because this engine, we believe, is bad. Had a turbo go, stopped running, etc., etc. We actually found the wheel. It's in the exhaust, and we'll show that later. But I want to get an intro for this thing, because everyone loves this one. Let's get into it. Things like this rust coming out of the coolant instead of coolant is just a testament to how the car was taken care of prior to us receiving it. This thing was definitely thrashed. You'll notice two small blitz blow-off valves here. They do this from the factory, not because of two turbos per se. They do it to increase the volume of air being released quickly. This reduces the chance of compressor surge and other drivability issues. We ended up leaving these on at the customer's request, but you know me, I would have run zero blow-off valves with my car. I'm a big compressor surge guy. So in this scenario, we are going to leak down the engine because the turbo let go, and usually it takes out the last 3 cylinders of the engine, being the rear turbo that always lets go. In this case, you'll see there's like 70% leak down, which means this engine is not good to use unless it were to be getting built, which this customer just wanted a stock 2.6. So this engine will be getting replaced. So you'll notice the rust here in the strut tower. This is just channeled so you can see, and on the left side, you'll see some pink or red paint. This car was painted pink, like a fuchsia, from the nose to tail after already being KN6 at one point in its life. So it was more of a job to do the bay in this car than normal because we had to do the strut towers, and we brought the entire bay down to bare metal, had to seal it, prime it, etc., just because we couldn't put paint over that shit substrate. We've only had to do this one other time, but this car's had a lot of hands on it, and it's, you know, less than perfect, but I can assure you the bay is now perfect after all the work we've done. Strut towers have no more rust. There's no more pink visible from the radiator support to the firewall, and truthfully, this car needs an entire paint job. The variant of KN6 we used was wrong. The reason we used the wrong one is because whoever painted the exterior used the wrong one and made it more of a blue gunmetal, where the color's supposed to be more of like a gray, purple. It's hard to explain, but if you go and look at pictures of KN6s online, they don't look this dark. This is a much darker version of the KN6. Not a bad color, but just not a correct color. Well, I guess it converts on crank to a 32. The KN6 33, we've been just blasting, we've missed so much stuff, but let's see what you do.
Good.
I wouldn't say it's the fastest one, but for the mods,
it's up there.
The gnarliest one. Like, it's a stock 2.6 with some head work, a single turbo kit, intercooler, you know, like the basics, but stock bottom end, head gasket, head studs, you know, all that. I would guesstimate this is probably 550 on ethanol and probably 450 on pump.
Yeah, I'd say close, 575-ish.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Because it does party kind of at the top.
Yeah. It feels how it should.
All right, ready? One more. Brakes work. Yeah, this one's kill mode now.
She's a ripper.
That external gate is something.
Sounds nice, huh?
You know, I don't know.
I like the way they sound.
You do?
Yeah. External gates to me are kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Especially with a good manifold. If you have a nice, like, equal length manifold, an external gate just has a ring to it.
thing's in fuck mode, you know? It's in fuck mode.
That's the mode we want to be in.
You have here is a cold start video we sent to the customer on a cold October day. This is on ethanol and it starts perfectly. Jack kills it on the cold start every time. This is one of his specialties, throttle response, cold start. We work on this tirelessly until we get it perfect, and the car needs to be ice cold when trying to do that. All right, boys, so I did a horrible job with this car filming, obviously. This car is complete and to be picked up very soon, and I just want to give this car an outro and go over everything we did so everyone knows, and I have the footage, so why not? So here it is, KN6 R33. The car used to be pink. It's got some body kit stuff on it. It's not the nicest car, not saying that, like, it just sometimes these get fucked with, and I think there's some guys PA that had their hands in this, and we try to do our best. We're about to be done with it, but I want to give you an update, and this will probably be the last update on this car, but I'll show you what we did. So this car came to us in rough shape. Engine blown, as you saw, the wheel came out of the exhaust. We've got a fresher 2.6, pretty much stock, built head, cams, metal head gasket. We've got our ITBs rebuilt, new radiator, new shroud, single turbo setup. So this came off of a car that I bought as a part out. I think it's pretty rad. I think it's a 3582, or I think it's a 3582. GTX Gen 2, so pretty gangster with a single manifold setup. I think it's a 6 boost, I forget. I'm so far backed up with this car because it's been a while. We put the DEI heat sleeving on everything, and we've got the intercooler piping all set up. We've got a nice intake. We powder coated black. This car is quick on ethanol. It's like probably faster than it should be. Probably makes somewhere in the 550. Because we're stock bottom end, we didn't push it too far. It's on 20 psi, but this is the most basic single turbo kind of build we've ever done. We tried to trim the fat and not go crazy pricing wise because the person didn't need an engine. So all that's left to do is a catch can and replace the bottles. But super clean now. Bay is all one color now. It was pink, and Peter matched it as good as he could. I think he got it, I'd say, really good. It's a little dirty. We're gonna wash it. It's been out here for a couple days, but yeah, so this one's done. Big front mount on there, HKS intercooler piping, the single turbo setup, cams, and ethanol on a Haltech. It's good. It's a fun car. Not the way I would build it, like personally, but I think it was executed beautifully. I think it's a fun car. I think the customer, the owner, is going to enjoy himself, and that's really all that fucking matters. The only thing I would like to be able to do is figure out a way to disassemble the ABS unit, make those cleaner. They're really difficult to do, and I don't want to mess them up by like just throwing them in the vapor blaster. But anyway, here's this thing done. Pickup is Friday. We'll button up a couple things and it's ready to go. We've had this one a while. The customer didn't know if he wanted to go 2.8 or how far he wanted to go. At the end of the day, I think the car was away from him for too far while he was thinking, making decisions, that he kind of just wants it back. So we went with the easiest, quickest route from that point, and I don't think he's going to regret that. This is the kind of stuff we always like to see from customers. This is taken from his personal Facebook account about 10 days after pickup or 12 days after pickup. It says, some people will never understand the connection between a person and a car they have dreamed of owning since they were 10 years old. To most people, it's just another stupid car, something meaningless. To us car enthusiasts, it's way deeper than that. I've had the opportunity to own a handful of cars that I never thought I would ever own, and I eventually sold them because I couldn't enjoy them or just got bored. This car right here brings out a joy in me that no other car has come close to. There's just something about the presence alone that I don't think I could ever let go. It's a car I want my sons and daughters to enjoy, whether that be working on it or joining me with shows together. And one day, them all driving it. She's a keeper for sure, and goddamn does it sound absolutely amazing. Not only for my kids and wife, but seeing the joy it brings my friends and family, it's something that's hard to explain. And the next clip is a video, I believe, of him or his son driving the car, and it just absolutely shredding. This is really cool. And to think this car was such rough shape when it came to us, and how happy he is with it, just makes us super happy. You'll notice in that final clip, the all-wheel drive had stopped working within 12 days. Come to find out, he had a bad wheel speed sensor that reared its head a couple days after he got the car back. But he had replaced the wheel speed sensors, which we never touched, and the car is back to all-wheel drive. Super cool, super happy this car turned out the way it did because of the condition it's in. I'll say it again. But with all that being said, if you're interested in getting your GTR built, we'll no longer be doing it anything like this. I don't like the turbo kit. I don't like running a stock 2.6. There's a lot of things I didn't like about the car that I mentioned throughout the whole time. And moving forward, we'll probably only be offering a premier service of 2.8s, step 2 VCAM, and a larger turbo setup. We may do stock rebuilds now that we have the machine shop going, but I'll no longer be like reusing engines built by somebody else, or reusing any parts. Like pretty much everything has to be replaced. You run into too many issues, like the wheel speed sensor failing, that doesn't look good on us, even though the customer didn't buy wheel speed sensors from us and we had nothing to do with the wheel speed sensor. It's just kind of a downer to have your car here for this long, get the car back, and something little fail unrelated to what we did. So moving forward, obviously we're not going to replace every wheel speed sensor. They're actually NLA, but moving forward, we will only be doing really premier full builds, where we can control every single aspect, because we don't want 30-year-old components failing right after the customer receives it, or even within 10,000 miles of the customer receiving it. With that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you like this one. We've got a couple more of these customer cars going, and then my 33's under the knife. We got Andrew's 34. We've got our shop 34 and some other little cars that you're going to see all before GTR Festival, which I will be at November 15th to the 17th, or 15th to 18th. I forget the date, but it's that weekend. So if you're in the area or you want to fly to Texas, see our cars, see people roll racing. I'll be roll racing the 33, or trying to. We'll be doing a bunch of stuff. Come out. Don't sleep. Thanks for watching. Bye.